Hello everyone, and this is a bit of a different video. This is a second take on this, and as you can tell, I'm in the simulacrum. So I've been running into several limbos here and there, and they don't really understand on how limbo works. I don't fully know myself. I won't say I'm a master at him, but I do know more than most, and I've tested several things with him. From my tests, I cannot conclude or deny some things about him. I did not look up any of the wiki, but these are just shown tests that I'm going to be running through with everyone. I would love it. I would probably make a remake of this video later on when I got better at editing equipment and more time. But I feel like this video needs to be up there for people who are wanting to learn Limbo. So, let's first start off with his one ability. A lot of people argue with me on this. Passive, dodge to enter and exit the rift. Entering lift reads behind a small rift portal. Energy slowly recharges in the rift. That affects to all people, by the way. This part affects everyone inside the rift. So it's not just you who benefits from this passive. This part of the passive right here. You only get this part, as well as this, but but people inside the rift as well gains this. So, with Banish, you cast a wave, putting enemies and allies out of Limbo's current plane of existence. So, with that being phrased, you can cast and push people into the rift if you're outside of the rift, and vice versa. You cannot pull somebody out of the rift while you're outside of the rift. Stasis fuses rift-bound enemies while active. Fire weapons are arrested in mid-air, assuming that its trajectory when stasis ends. Resuming, sorry. That being stated, affects all Limbos in a squad. I would be so if multiple Limbos have that ability active, let me just spawn in an let's spawn in 5 anti-metas. So, this being an ability, all enemies in here. Oh, I spawned in level hundreds. Let me just redo something. For status sake. So, I am inside the rift while they are while they are also inside the rift. I can shoot these all, and my bullets won't go into them until I press this, and it shoots them. Now, I do not have this set up so that way I could do all that. And I can pull them outside of the rift as well, while I'm inside the rift. And then banish, shoot, and I'm dead. But that's not what I came here to show. On how bad because my Limbo is not set up for that. So let me clear this, and let me spawn in something that I find a lot of people really should note. That let's just summon some tar mutalists. I'll spawn in one, and it's going to be a level 100. I'm going to simulate it. This is going to be my testing verdict. Here. So, this tar mutalist will shoot out tar. As you can tell, I'm not taking any damage and I'm walking over this like nothing. Now, also it will stomp and I'm not affected. The way this works is, from my testing, ally abilities usually can pass through the rift. Enemy abilities, because they are not, I'm assuming because they are not using void energy to use it, they don't affect people in separated planes. Meaning, if I were to leave here right now, this tar mutalist would be killing me right now. But what if I were to come out of the rift and banish him? Well, now all these new pockets will act the exact same as if I was in the rift. But it's just because this guy's in the rift, he can't do anything for as long as my duration is. And you can see, this guy can't do shit to me. But if I were to step into the rift and walk over it, I would immediately start taking damage. That's because those entities are considered in the rift. Oh, also if the guy comes out of the rift, they count as in the. It's based off of when he casts them. So see, I'm walking over these ones, no problem. Pull the guy out of the rift, then walk over these ones again. Cast this guy in the rift, go into the rift, walk over these. Still not counting because the entities are considered inside the rift. Now that he's inside the rift and he's casting abilities, I'm taking damage again until I get back out. Very, very useful to note. And I don't think a lot of people realize on how that works. And it's not just muteless Moas, but muteless Moa is the most obvious one I can show. Let's show it with another enemy just so that way I can prove that's not just muteless Moas doing it. So let's kill all enemies. Clear. And let's summon. Let me see. Let's summon a Battlist. Because I haven't tested this on Battlist yet. So level 100 Battlist. We're probably going to die. But I'm banishing this guy, and if you look, he's attacking me, not doing any damage. Now, let's go back up here and get myself some more energy so I can keep him banished. Now, let's see. And let's just start doing some damage to him. Oh, now he's out. Okay. So let's clear and let's spawn in a. Oh, kill enemies. Let's spawn in some other enemies that are kind of more known for their AoE attacks. Example this. A Britza. A Drover Britza. Simulate. Oh wait, should get my energy back first. I'm not used to Simulacom, so bear with me. As you can tell, I'm not being affected by any of these guys' abilities. Now, let's put this guy in the rift, if I can get a good line of sight on him. Now let's let him do his thing. He'll just shoot me. Moving around, let's see if he can do these abilities. Yeah, see? No, nothing. I can sit here as long as I want, as long as he's in the rift. So, this is where I say Limbo can become a support frame, where he can cancel out specific enemies that are really dangerous, and making them completely null and void. As you can see, these explosions are... Oh, now they're doing things to me. They weren't doing anything to me before, but as soon as they go into the rift, they don't work. They work. He's working exactly the same way the Moa does. Now, here's one I'm pretty sure a lot of people are questioning, and I'd be more than happy to show. Where is it? Go to here, let's go and find... Let's just summon a normal one. A level 100 Juggernaut. Where's the level 100 Juggernaut? I said Juggernaut, not clear. Kill. I swear I'm more organized than this. Simulate. Now there's the level 100 Juggernaut. Let's see if this guy does anything to me. Oh. So, Toxin Clouds do affect me. I had not tested this out on the guy himself before, by the way. So this is a bit of an experiment with me right now. So not all enemies can do it, but gas effects, I guess, proc through there. But as you can see, damn it, if this guy wouldn't kill me immediately. If I were to get closer. Oh, he is not affected by being in the rift. Let's see if I put him in the dome. Put him in the dome and then walk out. So let me just stand still and let him do his thing. So those gas clouds still affect me. And are those needles attacking me? What's he missing? Oh. Alright, so Alright, so that was weird. Let me kill him and try this again. Kill. Simulate. Ah, see? Bullets don't hurt. But the gas clouds do, so beware toxin and gas damage. Because that's not affected. That won't get rid of it because it procs via AoE. But these slam attacks like these, the ground that he spawns in, even that charge doesn't do anything to me. Working the same exact way as the Moaz I showed earlier did. And you can watch these guys won't attack me. But it's known that enemies can't attack between enemies in the rift. Not real, but people don't assume that it also affects abilities, because Warframe abilities can go through the rift. And if I would shoot these guys won't take any damage. One fun game I like to play is that. Really fun. So, to recap, abilities are is highly advised to test out some of the abilities and what enemy abilities can be affected and what can go through and what can't. Because I did not know that I tested it with the Juggernaut before, but he never spawned in those gas balls that he sometimes tosses in. I guess it might be because I tested it on a level 50. I did not test it on a level 100. So, it's interesting to note that those still go through. But that is a rough demonstration. Again, people with multiple stasis is active, stasi, whatever the frick you want to call it, will affect everybody else. So, if, say like I had another Limbo in here and they activated stasis, we put enemies into the rift, they would all be in stasis until all of our stasises were turned off. I don't know how numbers-wise they work. I could not find any information on that myself, but I perhaps wasn't looking in the right location. But in the comments below, please tell me any other information or things you want me to test with Limbo, because I'd be more than happy to test some abilities out and other things out once I get good equipment. It's but I don't see any YouTubers touching on this, even though it's a blatantly obvious fact, and it might be because a lot of people don't like having Limbos in there because it's so easy to manipulate on everybody on your team what they can and can't do. But remember this, if a limbo puts you in, banishes you, and if you don't want to be in limbo, just dodge roll out of it. It will still work even if you are not a limbo. You will be able to dodge roll out of it. I guarantee you. Heck. I would show you this right now, but I don't have, as you can see, I don't have anybody on here who has another limbo I could really use. All I enjoy is playing Limbo. So, yeah. And once, if I get people online and I ever revisit this, I will gladly revisit this and show off what things can happen with 2 limbos, or even what you can do with certain limbos and certain frames even. But, for now, until next time, may the spirits guide you to more knowledge.